Never fall in love with someone who has no home in your world. Because the day they go back, they may take you with them. If you enjoy stories like this, my people, like, subscribe, and stay till the end, because what happened in Umuoke is not just a story, it is a warning. My people, listen. In the lively village of Umuoke, evenings were full of life, children chasing each other, women laughing by the fire, men sharing palm wine. That was the day she came. Not from the road, but from the river path. She walked in slowly, barefoot, her skin smooth and glowing like fresh palm oil under soft light. Her waist curved gently, her steps calm and steady. Her hair was long, thick, and dark, falling down her back like flowing water, shining as if it had just been washed. She greeted the women first. Good evening. Her voice was soft, sweet, and warm. The women smiled instantly. Children gathered around her. She bent down, laughing lightly, touching their heads. Even the shy ones moved closer. No fear. Only peace. She said her name was Nneka. She sat, she talked, she even helped roast corn. Like she belonged. But when night grew deep, she was gone. No one saw her leave. No door opened. Nothing. Only one thing remained. The ground where she sat, still wet. In Umuoke, everyone knew the triplets. Obinna, Chike, and Emeka. Obinna, the first, was bold and confident. He laughed loudly, spoke freely, and feared nothing. People said he would lead the village one day. Chike, the second, was gentle and kind. He helped the old, shared his food, and loved deeply without hiding it. Then there was Emeka. Quiet. Watchful. He spoke less, but saw more. The three moved like one soul in three bodies. Where one went, the others followed. That evening, they saw her. Nneka. Obinna noticed her beauty first. His smile faded, replaced with wonder. Chike felt something softer, like peace entering his chest. Emeka felt something else. A question. Obinna approached her. You are new here. She smiled gently. Yes. Chike brought her water. Their hands touched briefly. He froze. Emeka said nothing. But as she stood to leave later that night, he watched closely. She did not walk toward any house. She walked toward the dark path. The one leading to the river. And before she reached it, she disappeared. Days passed. And Nneka kept coming. Each evening, she arrived at sunset. Always smiling. Always calm. She sat with the women, helped with cooking, and even joined the girls to braid hair. Her fingers moved gently, carefully. Like she had done it many times before. Men began to admire her openly. But she never encouraged them. She only smiled, then looked away. Still, something about her pulled people closer. Her beauty was not loud, but deep. Her skin soft and glowing. Her eyes quiet but heavy, like they held water inside them. Her body moved with a smooth, flowing grace that made people stare without knowing why. Obinna started waiting for her every evening. Chike began bringing her small gifts, fruits, beads, even cloth. She accepted them, but never kept anything overnight. By morning, everything she touched was gone. Emeka followed her again one night. Closer this time. He saw her reach the path. Then. Nothing. No sound. No step. Just empty air. Back in the village, people laughed and talked. But Emeka's chest felt tight. Because something about her was not staying. It did not happen at once. It grew slowly. Like roots under the ground. Obinna started sitting closer to her. Talking longer. Laughing more than usual. He liked the way she looked at him, calm and steady. Chike became softer around her. He listened when she spoke, even when she said very little. Just being near her made him feel full. Emeka tried to stay away. But one evening, she called his name. Emeka. He stopped. That was the first time she ever spoke to him. Her voice was low, almost like a whisper carried by water. From that moment, he could not ignore her anymore. The three brothers began walking her part of the way each night. Just a little. Then turning back. But each night, they followed her further than before. Step by step. Closer to the river path. One evening, she looked at all three of them, and smiled. A slow, deep smile. Not just kind. Something else. Something that stayed in their minds long after she left. That night, none of the brothers slept. By now, it was too late to turn back. The brothers stopped hiding their feelings. They loved her. Not just one, all three. And strangely, none of them fought each other. It was like something bound them together in it. One evening, rain fell lightly as Nneka arrived. Her hair was wet, but not from the rain. It was dripping. Slowly. Steadily. Emeka noticed first. Then Obinna. Then Chike. She stood near the fire, but the heat did not dry her. Instead, the flame flickered, as if afraid. Later that night, the brothers followed her again. Further than ever before. Until they reached the river. But this time, they did not stop. They hid behind a tree. And watched. Nneka stepped forward. Into the water. But she did not sink. She stood on it, calm, still. Then slowly, she walked deeper. The water opened around her. Her body shimmered faintly. Then, she disappeared beneath the surface. The three brothers stood frozen. No one spoke. But in their hearts, the truth had entered. And still, none of them turned back. That night changed everything. But not in the way you think. The three brothers returned home in silence. No one spoke. Not even Obinna. What they saw at the river, no normal person could explain. Yet when morning came, they said nothing. Not to their mother. Not to the elders. Because something inside them refused to let the truth out. When evening came again, they still went to meet her. Like nothing had happened. Nneka arrived as always. Calm. Beautiful. Untouched. She laughed with the women. Helped grind pepper. Even joked with the children. Like she was just human. But when her eyes met the brothers, she knew. And she smiled. Not surprised. Not afraid. Just knowing. Obinna moved closer than ever before. Chike sat beside her, unable to look away. Even Emeka did not step back. Fear was there. But something stronger had taken over. A pull. A quiet command from deep inside their hearts. And that night, when she left, they followed again. Without thinking, by now, the village began to notice changes. Obinna stopped going to the farm early. He waited instead, counting hours until sunset. Chike grew distant. He forgot small things. Even meals. But mention Nneka, and his eyes lit up instantly. Emeka tried to resist. He tried to stay back one evening. But as the sun went down, his chest grew tight. His ears rang softly. Then he heard it. Come. Her voice. Not loud. But inside him. And before he knew it, he was already walking. That evening, Nneka did something new. She touched Obinna's face. Gently. Then Chike's. Then Emeka's. Just once each. But that touch stayed like warmth under their skin. When she left, they followed her further than ever. Deep into the path. The trees grew thicker. The air colder. And this time, they saw it clearly. As she walked, the ground beneath her feet stayed wet. Even far from the river. Something was no longer hidden. And still, they did not stop. Not everyone was blind. Mom and Kem, the oldest woman in the village, called Emeka aside. I have seen this before, she said quietly. Some beauty is not meant for men. It belongs to water. Emeka's heart pounded. He wanted to speak. To tell her everything. But his mouth would not open. She gave him a small charm. Keep this close. If she is what I think, it will weaken her hold. That evening, Emeka carried it. But when Nneka arrived, he forgot it. Completely. Like it never existed. The brothers sat with her again. Closer. Longer. Her beauty seemed stronger now. Her skin glowed deeper. Her eyes shone brighter. Her voice, softer, sweeter, harder to resist. When she laughed, a soft ripple moved through the air. And somewhere far off, the river answered. Later that night, Mom and Kem followed them secretly. She watched from a distance. As the three brothers walked behind Nneka, toward the river. And when Nneka stepped onto the water, Mom and Kem fell to her knees. It has chosen them, she whispered. The next day, the village felt heavy. Like something unseen was moving among them. The elders gathered. Mom and Kem spoke. She is not human. She is a daughter of the river. And she is taking them. Fear spread quickly. Some said chase her away. Others said leave her alone. But no one dared to face her. The brothers were warned. Stay away from her. Do not follow her again. Break whatever holds you. But Obinna only laughed. Chike stayed silent. And Emeka looked down. Because deep inside, they already knew. They would not stop. That evening, Nneka arrived later than usual. The sky was darker. The air colder. She did not sit with the women. She came straight to the brothers. And for the first time, she spoke clearly. Come with me. No one else heard it. But the three brothers did. Their bodies went still. Their eyes fixed on her. And slowly, they stood up. Together. No argument. No fear. Only one silent agreement. To follow. That night, the village watched. People saw the brothers walking behind Nneka. Not hiding. Not stopping. Straight toward the river path. Some called their names. They did not answer. Their mother ran after them, crying. Obinna. Chike. Emeka. But when she reached them, they did not even turn. Like they could not hear her anymore. Mom and Kem tried to stop Nneka. She threw the charm forward. But before it touched her, it dropped. Wet. Like it had fallen into water. Nneka only smiled. The brothers reached the river. The moon reflected on the surface, bright and still. Nneka stepped forward. Onto the water. Then she turned. And stretched out her hand. One by one. They stepped in. No struggle. No fear. Just calm. Like they were going home. The water closed over them slowly. Swallowing each step. Until nothing remained. Only silence. And the sound of the river. Flowing again. But that was not the end. Because some stories do not finish when people disappear. My people, some waters do not stay still after they feed. By morning, the river had changed. It no longer flowed gently. It moved heavy, restless, like something inside it was breathing. Women refused to fetch water. Children were dragged away from the bank. Because when they looked closely, they saw shapes. Not clear, but moving. Under the surface. The brothers' mother went to the river at noon. She screamed their names until her voice broke. Then the water answered. A ripple. A low sound. Almost like laughter. She collapsed. From that day, she stopped speaking. That evening, Nneka returned. As if nothing had happened. She walked into the village again, calm, beautiful, untouched. But this time, no one greeted her. No one moved close. Fear had replaced admiration. Yet she smiled. And when she passed the empty place where the brothers used to sit, she paused. Just for a moment. Then continued walking. Like she was waiting. Grief filled Umuoke. But fear grew faster. 3 nights after the brothers disappeared, a boy fetching water late heard something. Voices. Faint. Calling from the river. He ran back shaking. They are inside, they are calling. No one believed him. Until it happened again. This time, many heard it. 3 voices. Not crying. Just calling. Like they were no longer in pain. Like they wanted company. Nneka spoke again. They are not dead, she said. They belong to the river now. The village fell silent. Because that truth was worse than death. That same night, Nneka appeared again. But something was different. Her beauty had grown stronger. Her glow deeper. Her eyes darker. And when she walked past the river path, the voices stopped. Immediately, Emeka's closest friend stepped forward. Angry. Broken. You took them. Nneka turned slowly. And smiled. But this time, there was no warmth in it. Danger does not strike once. It returns. The next day, strange things began again. Young men started feeling it. That pull. That quiet voice at the back of their minds. Calling. Soft. Sweet. Leading toward the river. One boy followed. Just a few steps. Then stopped. He ran back, shaking. It is inside my head, he cried. Fear spread like fire. The elders called for a cleansing. Drums were beaten. Prayers were said. Sacrifices were offered. But the river did not change. It only grew louder. That evening, Nneka did not mingle. She stood at the edge of the village. Watching. Her long hair moved gently, like it was floating even without water. Her skin shone softly in the fading light, her figure calm and perfect, almost unreal. Then she raised her hand. Slowly. Toward the river path. And somewhere in the village, 3 young men stood up at the same time. Without speaking. And began to walk. My people, fear can push even the weakest to act. The villagers gathered courage. They armed themselves with sticks, fire, and charms. No more, they said. When Nneka returned that evening, they surrounded her, demanding answers. Nneka stepped forward. Her voice firm. Release them. Leave this village. For the first time, Nneka did not smile. She looked around slowly. At every face. Then she spoke. They came willingly. The villagers shouted in anger. Some stepped closer. But the air changed. Cold. Heavy. The fire in their hands began to weaken. The river roared suddenly. Loud. Violent. Like it was angry. And in that moment, the villagers froze. Fear took over again. Nneka turned away calmly and walked back toward the river path. No one followed this time. No one moved. Because deep down, they understood something terrifying. This was no longer just one spirit. The river itself was watching them. Some truths hide until night reveals them. That night, Nneka could not rest. She went alone to the river. Slowly. Carefully. Carrying her last charm. The moon was bright. The water, too still. Then she saw it. Figures. Standing beneath the surface. 3 of them. Still. Watching. Her heart stopped. The boys, she whispered. Their eyes opened. All at once. And they smiled. But it was wrong. Too calm. Too empty. Then they spoke together. Come. Nneka stepped back in fear. But behind her, someone else had come. Nneka stood there. Half in shadow. Half in moonlight. Her lower body, no longer fully human. The water moved around her like it belonged to her. She looked at Nneka. And for the first time, her full form showed. A river being. Ancient. Beautiful. Terrifying. Nneka fell to the ground. Now she knew. This was not just a spirit. This was something older. Something that would not stop. My people, when fear grows too big, even the weak begin to fight. By morning, Nneka gathered the elders. Her voice shook, but her words were clear. This will not stop, unless we break her hold. The village listened. For the first time, no one argued. They prepared a final plan. A strong ritual. A binding sacrifice. Something to cut the link between the river and the village. They chose the next full moon. Because that was when her power would be strongest. And weakest. Young men were warned. Do not go near the river. No matter what you hear. Drums were placed at every path. Fires were lit through the night. That evening, Nneka came again. But this time, she did not smile. She walked slowly through the village, her eyes scanning every face. Like she knew. Like she could feel the plan growing. When she reached the river path, she stopped, turned, and whispered into the wind. Then let them come. The night arrived. Heavy. Bright. Silent. The full moon sat high above the village. Too bright. Too still. Even the wind refused to move. The villagers gathered near the river. Drums beat slowly. Fires burned high. Charms were held tightly. No one spoke. They were waiting. Then the river began to move. Not like before. This time, it rose. Slowly, like something was standing up inside it. Then she appeared. Nneka. But not as before. Her beauty was still there. But now it was deeper, sharper, more dangerous. Her long hair flowed as if underwater, her skin glowing brighter than moonlight, her eyes dark and endless. She stepped forward. Half woman. Half river. And behind her, shapes moved. Many. The voices returned. Soft at first. Then louder. Come. Not just 3 voices now. More. Calling. Pulling. And at the edge of the crowd, some villagers began to step forward. Without thinking, This was the moment. The point of no return. Mourns raised her voice. Do not listen. But the pull was strong. Too strong. 3 villagers broke from the group, walking toward the water. Just like the brothers had done. Slow. Calm. Empty. The ritual began. Chants rose. Drums grew louder. Fire lifted high into the night. The air shook. Nneka's smile faded. For the first time, anger showed. The river roared loudly, waves rising against the shore. Mourns stepped forward with the final charm. Hands shaking. Voice breaking. If you came for them, leave with them. She threw it into the water. The moment it touched, everything exploded. Light. Sound. Wind. The river rose high, then crashed down. The voices screamed. Not calling anymore. Screaming. And in that chaos, 3 figures rose briefly from the water. The brothers. Reaching out. Then. Gone. When the noise stopped. Nothing moved. The river returned to normal. Calm. Quiet. Like nothing had happened. Nneka was gone. No form. No shadow. No trace. Only the empty water. The villagers searched until sunrise. Calling names. Crying. Hoping. But nothing answered. The brothers were gone. This time, truly gone. The pull disappeared. No more voices. No more dreams. No more footsteps toward the river. It was over. But the silence that remained was heavy. Their mother returned to the river one last time. She sat there quietly. No tears left. No voice. Just looking. As if waiting for something that would never come again. And slowly, the village accepted the truth. Some things taken by the river do not return. My people, stories like this are not told for nothing. Years passed. The village healed, slowly. Children were born. Laughter returned. Life moved on. But the river was never the same again. No one fetched water at dusk. No one walked its path alone. Mothers began to warn their children. Do not follow beauty that has no home. Do not answer voices that come from the water. Because they remembered. They would always remember. The story of the Triplet brothers became a lesson. Not just of loss, but of choice. Because in the end, they were not dragged. They walked. Willingly. And sometimes, on very quiet nights. When the moon is full. Some say the river still whispers. Soft. Distant. Almost kind. Come. Not everything that feels like love is safe to follow. Some desires do not come to stay in your life. They come to take you out of it. Tell me, my people. If you knew the truth, but your heart still wanted it, would you walk away? Or would you follow? Like they did?